You're waking up with Sandra.
Z Mornings, all the hits. Z1035.
You're also waking up this morning with Shawn Desman.
What's going on?
I love that. Like,
We've been here like chatting about all the things already.
Parenting, a lot of parenting stuff.
Lots of parenting.
And how kids just want to take all your money.
Yeah, and they don't want to spend their own money.
That's my favorite story you've told me about your son. How old is your son, your oldest son?
He's going to be 16.
So he just got a job working for you.
He works for me at my dance competition, but he's also working, like, has a job.
Yep.
And he wanted to buy a PlayStation card for $75. And he asked me to buy it. And I'm like, bro, do you not have a job? Like, do you not work with your... Yeah, but dad, like, I don't want to spend my money. What? That is... Bro, hold on, stop. That's not how it works here. You make money to save and spend your money on the things you want. So I told him, like, I'm buying it this one last time. And then that's it from now on. You're paying for your PlayStation cards, dude.
Yeah. It's funny because I'm sure at some point in our lives too, we pulled that on our parents. Like, I'm 100%. Sure, like, oh, this is my first job. Like, just want to save it a little bit. Can we just buy this like one last thing?
I was working at McDonald's, my very first job, making $5 an hour. And I got fired for licking my fingers while making the food.
Shawn,
I know. On
that's
disgusting.
Day.
I just told you my dirty, dark secret about
You licked
McDonald's.
your fingers?
Yeah, I was making the food and I would touch like the lettuce and the stuff, lick my fingers, touch it again. And the manager came and was like, yo, you can't do that. You got to go. I'm like, oh, well, honestly, it's hard work for fun. I mean, when you put it in relation, $5 an hour back, whatever, 20 something years ago, it makes sense. But I'm like, bro, that lunch rush at McDonald's is no joke. And I was hungry, so I'm
eating the lettuce and just you were my nightmare. You were my nightmare.
I bet you people are still doing that.
Oh, I hope not. I hope not. I mean, I worked in the service industry for a long time. I don't think I ever did that. Ever.
No, I was a busboy after that. I never did that again.
You never licked your fingers after touching other people's plates and forks?
No.
Shawn Desman in the studio today. Now, Shawn, we're going to take a little trip down memory lane.
Yes.
I want to talk to you about the All-Canadian All-Stars, Drake 2022, and how this moment in time brought us to where we are today. So a lot of people know the story, but some may not. So why don't we go back and explain how Drake influenced where we are today?
Yeah, I stepped away from music in 2015 for like 7 years. I just wanted nothing to do with it. And then I get this phone call 2 summers ago asking me to perform at the OVO, the opening night of OVO at History. And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. He's like, Drake really wants you to be there. He really wants you to do it. And I'm like, yeah, tell him I'll be there. It's all good. But I didn't think what happened after that night was what happened. It was funny. I did this other press interview the other day, and the gentleman who interviewed me, he told me he was standing outside of History that night and everybody in line was talking about Shawn Desman. And he's like, everybody's here. Why everybody's talking about Shawn Desman? And he's like, I wanted to tell you that because I never had a chance to see you after the show. But he's like, I wanted to tell you outside, everybody was talking about you even before the show started. So it's like, okay, cool. I do the show. People lose their minds. I didn't know what to expect. And then I come off stage and Drake pulls me aside and he's like, yo, dude, what's going on, bro? And I'm like, yeah, Drake, like I don't love music anymore. Like, I lost the passion and everything. And he was like, yeah, I get all that. And, things happen. But he's like, those people, they need you. You need to make music again. All right, Drake. So, I go in, start making music, and like this whole thing starts happening again. And honestly, it's been a crazy 2 years, both like professionally and personally. Just a lot going on. But it's like, I'm here and like I'm back. And it feels really great, and it feels different this time. Like anytime you're at a show, when performing before at shows and whatnot, it felt like when I was younger, it felt like a room of girls who wanted to get with Shawn Desman.
But
fair.
There might be some truth in that.
And now at a Shawn Desman concert, it's a room full of love.
Yeah,
it's a room full of love. And so like, let's fast forward to today, full circle moment. I'm now headlining my own show at History. So like where it began again for me is like ending in not ending, but it's my last show in 2024 in November. So it's like full circle, crazy. I can't believe it's happening.
We were saying, I was talking to some friends about you last night, and we all agreed that you in pop music in Canada are one of the nicest human beings there is. I think you're so genuine, and I think so down to earth. And I think you're also, and I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, but I think you're so grateful for your journey.
I am.
Because of moments like that. And you've also been very vulnerable in your mental health advocacy and all of that. So why is it so important for you not only to be a mental health advocate, but especially for men's mental health?
Yeah, because I feel like there's this whole stigma around men not being able to express feelings and feel and cry. And it's funny, a couple of weeks ago, I sat down with Michael Landsberg, who used to be on, he's like in the thick of mental health. Like, he told me straight up, because I was like, yo, if you don't take your meds, like, what happens? And he's like, oh no, I'll just want to commit suicide. I'm like, well, that's not good. So like, had a conversation with him about it. And I think it's so important. I feel like not just for men, for everybody, if you need help, if you're feeling a certain type of way, please, like, and I know it's hard because it's not accessible to everybody, and maybe some people can't afford it. You know what I mean? So that's, I think, where the downside lies, because I'm sure a lot of people do need help, but everything is just so crazy today that it's hard to like prioritize that financially. You know what I mean? When you should just be like, oh, I'll just deal with it. It's fine. But that's actually not a thing, you know? For me, seeing a therapist for like 2 years was like the best thing I ever did, because it also has taught me how to deal with stuff now. I'm like, I just don't care anymore. Like, I don't care what people have to say about me on Instagram or TikTok. If you don't like me, I don't care. Like, trust me, it takes a lot to get under my skin and like really get
But that takes a lot of work, because it's those comments that can really like, drag you down.
It's brutal.
Yeah, and the internet is such a dangerous place.
Let me tell you.
Listen, Shawn, we're going to get to your new single right now. I want to talk to you a little bit about it. Obviously, Nick, new music has been a thing that we've been talking about. And your new single,
Heels on the Ground.
It's out now. Tell us about it.
Yeah, honestly, it's funny because somebody asked me the other day, they're like, or they just said to me the other day, they made a statement like, oh, now that we listen to all these songs, they're all about your wife. And I'm like, yeah, pretty much they are. Heels on the Ground for me, like, I don't know what man doesn't love to see or hear their wife in heels, like walking around the house and you hear that click, clack, click, clack. It's just, I love my wife in heels. Like, it's so sexy to me. So I was like, let's write a song called Heels on the Ground. And like, it's like, I'm addicted to the sound of your heels on the ground. Don't act like you don't know what you do. You know what I mean? Yep. That's really what it is. And it's a feel-good summer record. It's a top-down, like, also like take your heels off and dance. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a bit of a feet guy as well. If I'm being completely
little do you know, Shawn Desman is the one funding all of the foot sites right now. You wonder where you're making all the money.
Yeah. My OnlyFans, Shawn Desman. Everybody says I should start an OnlyFans with Shawn Desman. I get offers of people offering me money for my pictures of my feet. Can you believe that? Of
your feet?
Yes.
Are you going to take your shoes off so we can see what they look like? We're going to share them.
They're all right. They're not bad.
Really? We are learning so much today.
I shave my toes as well. Shave my leg, shave my toe.
You have to do it sometimes. I
just smooth everywhere.
That big toe, right?
that big toe
can just get a little furry.
Yeah.
Listen, Shawn Desman in studio with us this morning. Brand new music. This is Heels on the Ground, Z1035. Good morning, friends.
Z Mornings
with Sandra.
6 to 10 on Z1035.
And Shawn Desman in studio. Thanks for being here today.
Of course, it's my pleasure. I mean, when you asked me, I was like, yeah, hell yeah. And I'm going to come in. We haven't seen each other.
I haven't seen you in like 2 years, I think.
Right?
2 years.
Was that the last time? Was when I was here for OVO? No, I feel like
it was shortly after.
I was here after that, right?
Yeah, it was
for
after.
Love Me with the Lights On, maybe? When we talked about
No, it was Maniac.
Was it Maniac?
It was Maniac. You hadn't
Really?
dropped Love Me with the Lights On, which actually I want to talk about really quickly, because that video, if you've not seen the video for Love Me with the Lights On, I actually talked to Kat and Nat in December.
Okay.
And Love Me with the Lights On is one of those videos, if you watch it, it makes me weepy every single time.
Oh yeah, I still cry when I watch it.
So why was it so important for you when you were making this? I mean, obviously the story of you and your wife, but also to have these incredibly influential women, and to team up with the NYX brand as like a collaboration for this video.
Yeah.
And when you watch it, it makes you so weepy because it is such a powerful message about body positivity. So why was it important?
I mean, it was important, one, for my wife. I wanted to do something for her because she had her major surgery done and now lives with an ostomy bag, which is sometimes intrusive. And like at first she was embarrassed about it, but now like She does not care. She embraces it. She shows everybody the bag. And, we did this casting for the video where we casted these women with stories. One of them had just had breast cancer and was a breast cancer survivor. The other one was living with cancer and her son also had cancer. And then, I brought in influential people like Alicia McCarville, Burt's Papaya, Kat and Nat, Jam Gamble, just people with stories. And because I feel like it's like embrace the skin that you're in. And as soon as you do that, you love yourself and you don't really care about what other people think. You know what I mean? So I think that was the message all around. And I think it's so important even right now with social media and everything. Social media is not real, people. Like what you see on social media, 99% of the time is just not real. So that is real. And I wanted to show real people with real stories and show all the imperfections. It's the imperfections for me is what make you perfect. So that's kind of the story with Love Me With the Lights On.
Which is, again, one of the most amazing videos I've seen in a very long time. And I think going back to what you said, though, the internet isn't really, it's not real, like what you see on there.
No.
And it's so hard to navigate it because people can be so
Even me,
cruel.
I'm not a real person. I'm
you're fake. You're AI. Like Katy Perry at the Met Gala. By the way, Katy Perry was not at the Met Gala the other day.
She was not?
No, she was not.
That a thing?
That was AI. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Her mom wrote her, was like, you looked really pretty at the Met Gala. She's mom. That's AI. I was working.
Wow.
So listen, you're playing a bunch of shows across Canada.
Yes.
Is there a place, aside from history in Toronto, that you were most excited to see or be, or where you've been already? Is there a place where you're like, I love Thunder Bay?
I haven't been to Thunder Bay in a long time. Every place is so great and the fans are so great, but for some reason, Montreal, there's always an energy in Montreal and it's really special. But I'm also so excited. I haven't been out west in probably 12, 13 years. So to get back to Victoria and Vancouver and Calgary, I'm so excited. And those shows sold out so fast, because I hadn't been out there in so long. And I just feel like everybody's feeling the excitement and everything that's happening. Even history, I think it's only been on sale for maybe not even 2 weeks. And we're 80% done. There's almost no tickets left, which is crazy because I just played a sold out show in Toronto at the Phoenix in February. So it'll be 2 sold out shows in the same year in my city, which is incredible. I'm so grateful for that. It's amazing.
The show is happening November 21st at History. It is almost sold out. You can get your tickets through Ticketmaster.
Yes.
All the hits in the morning.
In the morning right here.
With Sandra.
In the morning.
Z Mornings.
Wake up. Wake up.
Z1035.
And Shawn Desman, who is still here. I know we're interrupting your time now to get to the gym.
No, it's fun. I still have time. I'm actually going to the gym and then I got to go get paninos for I have rehearsal today and I always bring lunch for my guys, for my band. So I go get them lunch. So I'm rehearsing for tour now because I start in 2 weeks, but I don't have time. I'm running my dance competition right now. So I'm all over the place and this is the only week I could rehearse. So going to the gym, going to get paninos, going to rehearse and then doing all the dad things after that. All the dad things. Yeah.
Giving your son money because he doesn't want to spend his own.
Because he doesn't want to spend his own.
Sean, to our text line this morning. Yes, thank you, Sean, for being an advocate for men because we're not robots who aren't allowed to have feelings. Humans are humans.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
It's true. Yeah.
Sean, thank you for opening up. I have suffered with depression and anxiety for 25 years. And trust me that the options are hard for us. But to be honest, there isn't doctors. There aren't options for us. I'm trying to read this. I'm sorry. I should have read it better. But it's nice for someone to actually be our advocate and actually push us to go to therapy as well. Good morning, Sandra. Oh my God, Shawn Desman is so sweet and hilarious. I love me some Shawn D.
Sorry.
Oh my gosh.
My mind went to the gutter there.
Yeah, of course it did, the letter. How do you every time I go grocery shopping, I see an eggplant.
It's They call me Big. Actually, my nickname is Big D. But Desmond. Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Because they don't know.
This got really awkward.
They don't know. It could be small. They don't know.
Oh my, there's not. I don't have coffee. I only have water. How am I supposed to handle this conversation? Good morning, Sandra. I've been a fan of Shawn's since the early Portuguese club days.
Yes.
You're so inspiring, Shawn, when you're talking about men's health. I really need to hear that after losing my husband from suicide. The stigma is overrated.
Oh, that's tough. I don't even I get so many of those types of messages online on Instagram, really to real, and how these people are able to connect with me that way. And I try and respond to every message and it's tough. What do you say to somebody like that? You know what I mean? I don't know. What I don't say is oh, I know what you're going through because I don't know what you're going through. It's just being able to listen and let them talk, let them get whatever it is they need to out, and just be there. Like, just be an ear for them to listen, like to them to talk to.
I think something really important to point out about you, though, is you are human. Yeah. You are genuine. I mentioned this earlier. You do respond. At least, like, I know I've seen you respond to people in your messages, like, all day long.
Yeah.
And it just shows what kind of person you are and how grateful you are for your fans and your fan base. And you know, I was saying that I remember playing your first single when I was like one of my first radio jobs in Thunder Bay.
Yeah.
And just watching your career and knowing that you are a Canadian pop icon, a music icon in Canada, and you're also one of the nicest human beings too. So thank you for that.
Oh my God, no, thank you. I mean, honestly, like, I just like, it doesn't take a lot to make somebody happy. Like, and that's where I've gotten to, like, in my life and in my career. I literally live and do this to make people happy. That's all I want to do. I just want to make people happy. And if I make people happy, that makes me happy. And like, I want to touch people's lives and I want to impact people's lives. And whether that's through music, whether that's through a conversation or encounter they have with me, like, that's what I want to do. That's what it's about for me. I don't care about anything else. I want to make a difference in people's lives. I want to make people happy and I want to impact people's lives. I want to be remembered. Like, one day I'm not going to be here and I want people to say, oh yeah, Shawn Desman, love him. He had great music, but you know what? He was a super guy. That's what I want.
Shawn Desman, everybody. Shawn Desman, thank you for making time for us this morning.
Anytime.
At
you
Z.
Guys, you know I got you guys. I love you guys so much.
Just a few tickets left.
Just a few.
Just a few for the show at History, November 21st. Make sure you get them. Ticketmaster is the place to go. Shawn, always a pleasure.
Thank you so much, Sandra. Z103, baby. Let's go. Where's Tony?
Italy.
Of course.